All right. We are live on Facebook, Darrell.
Man,
I
I'm looking
think
forward
if
to
I
it.
push the right buttons, we're live.
Get him away at you.
I'm trying to wave at folks. Oh, we got somebody on board
See
already.
you
It's
there.
Treva. She's been waiting. I told her
Man.
6 o'clock. She's probably mad at me because I'm late. Anyway, I'd like to welcome everybody to the DJ Julius Show. Today's a very special day because we have Mr. Darrell Harwood in the studio.
Man.
Guys, can you believe it? Say hey, Darrell.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, they're logging on like crazy. Darrell's
Yeah,
popular.
it's big time. It's what happened.
You hit the big time. Did you hit the big time or did I hit the big time?
Man, I'm chasing the dream.
I think I'm the lucky one, Darrell.
You are.
We are so happy to have you, man.
Well, thank you for having us.
Our little station definitely appreciates you for
Yeah.
coming in. And you guys, you had a long journey, didn't you? Where did you come from, Charlotte?
I did. I came from Charlotte today.
Now you music. I know you do a lot of gigs. Is that your full time job?
Now I work in Charlotte. I've been in Charlotte for about 22 years, working for we build unitized switchgear for Carolina Products Incorporated.
So you work full time and you do
Yeah.
100 gigs a year.
Yeah. We work. I work too much.
Wow. My wife's sitting on the couch over there. You hear that, honey? I'm a weekend guy too because I'm in the DJ business. So
Yeah.
weekends are my life. You probably have a lot more fun than I do.
I sometimes think I do until Sunday rolls around.
Yeah, it wears on you, don't it? Yeah.
I pay for it.
And I know that that singing really takes a lot out of you physically.
That and your Budweiser sponsorship does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you partake in a little beverage?
Man, we have a good time. We try to support our sponsor.
Are you a better singer when you have a few buds?
Probably
or?
not.
You think you are though, right?
I probably have a better. I don't know. It's a good time anyway.
Hey, that's what it's all about. If you're having fun, I think people.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
It is.
Too. I tell brides and grooms when I do weddings, I'm like, the party depends on you guys.
Yeah.
If the bride and groom gets out there and participates and have fun, then
Everybody
will
follow. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So,
That's what I always tell everybody, man. If you can get the ladies to come to your shows, the guys will follow.
well, yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Speaking of ladies, we have your lovely wife
Oh, yeah.
sitting over here on the couch. You guys can't see her on camera, but she joined you. That was one question I was going to ask. I was almost afraid to ask, but from what I've heard, I've seen your shows once or twice. I think you seem to be really popular with the ladies. Is that?
I don't know if I got a lot of lady friends on Facebook.
Well, a lot of girl fans, but
Yeah.
hey, I mean that's all right. But the wife understands that it's part of the business, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's all business.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't let the other bands know how you pack a house out, man. You got to be friends with all the ladies.
Right. Well, and you've been married to your lovely wife for how many years?
22, be 23 this year.
23 years. Wow.
Yeah.
And you have kids?
2 of them. Soon to be 19 and 16.
Ooh, teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of that right now, man. Boy or girl?
2 girls.
Oh man, we got 3 girls.
Yeah, that's what I always tell everybody, man. The hardest thing the last 9 years, I guess, is the time you miss from your kids. As hard as we go at it, because my wife travels with us. Thanks to my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, which is Karen's twin. They live right behind us, so they're really godparents to us or to my kids. So.
Did the kids ever come to the shows or they kind of?
They did when I first started. My oldest daughter used to sing with me a lot. She'd go on stage and sing songs, and she grew out up pretty quick. And then, a lot of the kids at high school kind of think it's kind of strange. And Sarah doesn't go. My youngest daughter, she won't go. We did a show at the Carson High School where they go to school, and we put posters up over there, and my daughters didn't like them. We had posters
really?
at school.
Really?
It embarrasses them, I guess.
I do some of my kids' school dances,
Yeah.
And I think they kind of still think it's all right.
Yeah.
Until one of the kids say, "Oh, that DJ sucks," then we might have a problem.
Yeah.
But so far, they seem to not mind me being there. So my one daughter's stepdaughter, she'll be having prom pretty soon.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know how that's going to work out if I get chosen to DJ that.
I hope so.
Yeah, well, hey, I'll be watching. You can believe that.
I think Sarah, my youngest one, she went a few weeks ago to a free kid-friendly show. She went. I know she went. We do a special needs show every year in September for the Rowan County Special Olympics. Actually, all counties all over Mecklenburg, Barris, and Rowan, and we normally get about 300 or 400 special need kids to come, and she went with us that last year, and she'll help my wife do T-shirts, and we'll give away gifts. Budweiser will print out a bunch of posters for us to sign. And,
put her in the merch tent. Huh?
yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Sell that merch.
And I tell you, try to. You're making new shirts, a couple shirts new every year, and try to keep up with everybody and try to make some money coming in. It's
Right.
tough to make it.
Yeah.
Enough money to keep everything rolling.
So you're from China Grove?
Yes, sir.
You were born and raised there?
China Grove, that's my hometown. Yeah.
Do you do the song in any of your
Nah,
songs?
I ain't never done it.
That's probably a tough one, I would think.
Oh, I don't think it'd be hard.
Doobies, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's the same China Grove, is it?
Yeah, it's not.
but,
It's different.
but yeah. Anyway.
But it would work.
Yeah, it probably would. It
Yeah.
probably would. So you grew up there. You went to school. You went to Carson too.
No, I went to South Rowan. Carson wasn't built yet. I'm too old for that.
South Rowan, yeah. I grew up in Mooresville.
Yeah.
Mooresville High School. We're
Okay.
same age, so
Yeah.
we might have played you guys in football. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Was you into sports in school?
No, once I got my license, I started working. My dad had me working and wiring houses at 17, 18 years
I know
old.
all about that.
Yeah.
I know all about that. I went in the military and came home on leave from the military, and my dad had me outside washing his car. I was about halfway through it, and I thought, wait a minute. what am I doing? I'm on leave from the military. I'm washing my dad's car. But it's it instills that work ethic in you, and evidently it's carried you through the rest of your life because you're definitely a hard worker. It sounds like.
We stay pretty busy.
Yeah.
I tried that last time. I was supposed to go help my dad today, and he actually called and said he had to get some shots done. And I said, well, Matt, kind of glad you called. I forgot to tell you I had to go to Statesvegas and do a radio interview. So I said, yeah, that's good. It worked out that way.
Hopefully, Dad will forgive us.
Oh, yeah.
Now, growing up, what kind of music did you have in the house?
I grew up it was all the country. I mean, that's all we grew up.
Country.
My dad was in a band, and the Cool Water Band was his band in the
Cool
70s.
Water Band. That sounds almost familiar.
So that's where I got the CWB. That's where I got that's the name of my band, is the Cool Water Band.
Oh,
So
okay. So
when I originally first started in 2010, I originally started with his band. It was going to be like when he played, my uncle was the drummer, and then there were some other people. My dad had a friend that played the guitar, and my dad played the bass, and I remember he had Randy and my dad and Gary, and but what I tried to do is everybody but Gary, we got Randy and my dad together, and we were going to try to use that band to play because our first show we played 7 songs, and it was for a benefit for my brother-in-law. He had lymphoma cancer.
right.
So that's what we were trying to put together, and that was May 1st, 2010 was my first show.
So going back to
Oh, yeah, I
no,
jumped way out there.
no, you're fine, man. We got plenty of time. We'll get back on. What was the norm in it? Was it classic country? Was it?
Man, it was every Sunday morning. You'd have to get up here to the Conway Twitty or the Hank Williams on the radio. I mean, every Sunday.
I wish
morning.
my dad would have been in that. He was a Marty Robbins,
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Horton guy.
Yeah.
That was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What is this? But it's so funny because now I really appreciate that music.
Yeah.
I'll hear a Marty Robbins song, and
Yeah.
I hated it at the time,
Yeah.
You had it in the 8-track player, going down the road. I was like, ah. But
We were coming down the road, and Barbara Mandrell's song came on the radio, and I said, man, I had that album when I was a kid. So man, I had a lot of that old stuff too.
Yeah.
So I loved it.
And you have brothers and sisters. You said you had.
I got a sister. I got a sister.
Is she into music at all too?
Not really. She works at China Grove Elementary School. She's a teacher.
I DJ schools at China Grove
Really?
Elementary School. I might have run into her, but maybe if she's watching. She'll do something down there in China.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the school, but I know it's in China Grove.
Well, it'd have to be that. If it was elementary school, that's the only one I think we have. We got Boston Elementary though.
Yeah.
China Grove Elementary, it's right downtown China Grove.
It might be on the outskirts of China Grove.
Oh. Heck, there's so many schools around now.
Yeah,
Keep up
tell me
with it.
about it. DJing all these little elementary schools all over North Carolina. I travel with it. So sister's not into it. Now you said, did I get this right? 10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
2010 was
2000.
You did your first performance 10
That
years
was
ago.
my first one.
Wow! And how old you're a late bloomer?
Yeah, I was. I really didn't think I was going to ever be a singer, but my brother-in-law's best friend was Eric Upton, which is my guitar player.
Right.
And he's the one that taught me into kind of getting started. He said, "Man, you really need to put a band together."
Right.
And so we tried it.
Now, somebody I heard a rumor or something that you were a karaoke guy.
We did a lot of karaoke.
You used to be big on the circuit. You go around. Did you do contests or?
I was in a few contests. My dad and his friend that I was mentioned earlier, Randy, they had a karaoke business. I mean, they traveled around and did it. Yeah. And then at one time, Randy, he got out of it, so I went and helped Dad do it for.
And what was his name? Randy
Overcash. He's a good friend of my dad's.
I might know Randy Overcash. I know a lot of DJs.
He's from Enidville. Now, he wasn't a DJ.
That's where I DJ. Enidville.
Okay.
Enidville Elementary.
That's
close to China River.
Yeah, it ain't far. Yeah. I go through there sometimes to get home.
Yeah. Well, so 2010 started up the band.
Yeah.
And you guys, you put out an EP in 2012. Is that?
I think that's probably about right. Yeah,
and
that's one of our first 5 songs.
That's where the song came from.
One for the money.
One for the money.
It come off.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
One for the money. I keep one of the 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Well, since we're talking about that, we'll take a quick break. We're gonna play that tune.
Yeah.
If I can push the right button and get it up.
Okay.
And, we'll take a little break. You guys out there in Facebook land listening, if you have any questions for Mr. Darrell or for me, just comment in. Comment in.
Yeah, bring them on.
Say hey to Darrell. Tell him how great he is. Show Darrell some love. We're gonna play this song right now, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Right, there we go.
Here comes trouble in a jean mini skirt and cowboy boots. The fire in her eyes will burn a hole in you. She makes her way to the bar for tequila with a slice of lime, and she shoots down every cowboy's pickup line. Next thing you know, she's wild as hell and the party's just getting started now. Up her heels and I'm burning the dance floor down. And it's up to me now if I'm gonna steal her away for sure. 1 for the money, 2 for the honey, and 3 for the dough. I get my plans together and the gears are turning inside. If it's the last thing that I do, I'm gonna make her mine. I close the distance like 007 in a flannel shirt. With a little bit of southern charm, Lord, it's bound to work. And good God almighty, she's as wild as hell as I spin her around and around on the floor. And by the look on her face, she's never been spun like that before. Well, I'm in like playing now if I'm gonna seal the deal for sure. 1 for the money, 2 for the honey, and 3 for the dough. For the honey and 3 for the dough.
All right, man, that's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
So that was 2012. So that's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
What's the backstory on that song?
That song was written from the guitar player I had at the time, John Barton. It was an idea that he had, and he put it together on paper. He could write some good songs.
And as far as shopping it around, you never have any luck on it, or
Yeah, we had some hits on a lot of stuff. We actually had a couple record deal offers. It just didn't. Man, somebody the age I am, and with a wife and kids that's going to be looking at college, it just wasn't something that suited me at the time.
Well, I mean, honestly, I listen to a lot of podcasts and music podcasts, and the record business just isn't where the money's at either. Even big name bands that have been around for a while, they put out a record and nobody will play it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, though. I'd love to play in front of 50,000 people every night.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's other ways to get there other than a record. I think.
Oh, it is.
But do you have any plans on any new music?
We've got a bunch of stuff that's been written and been started, just not finished. There's a guy that I work with, Darrell Harwood. He actually lives up the street from us, man. He's a great songwriter, and that's really where I get a lot of my songs from.
Right.
Some of the songs that's on we did an album. Did a full album in 2016, and I hadn't released it yet, but several of those songs on there were pitched from me from Nashville. I think I picked about 4 that was written by somebody that I didn't know.
So did they charge you for those songs? Did they say
you don't get charged till you start selling them and stuff?
But they get the publishing rights.
Yeah, they get all that stuff.
Yeah. They take the money.
Yeah, they get the money.
But you get the money playing it live.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's kind of.
Oh, it'd be cool. I need to release it. I really do.
Now, a couple of new songs you sent me, were they part of that album? Those. Because I didn't see those on
iTunes. Magic Cowboy Hat was part of that new album.
Yeah, that's a great song.
That one was written by Darrell Harwood, the guy I was telling you about. That song was written about me.
That's a party song right there. That is a cool song. We're going to play that in a few minutes. But I was really impressed. I went on iTunes, and we have 2 of your songs on our rotation right now. I was telling you earlier. Yeah. And for you guys out there on Facebook that are joining us, we are going to be doing a lunchtime. Call it the lunchbox. Lunchbox. The local lunchbox. There we go. I spit it out. And it's going to be about 2 hours every day at lunchtime. That'll feature nothing but local artists, regional North Carolina folks. So be on the lookout for that coming up soon, probably next week. And Darrell will have a handful of songs on there, as well as our guest in our next show coming up. Ray, he's got songs as well. Yeah. You were talking about your band earlier. Tell me a little bit about who you got in the band.
The guy that I have that's stuck with me from the start so far is Eric Upton. He's from up around Lexington. And he also owns a music store. He's a music teacher in China Grove, Oasis School of Music.
All right.
That's what he does. That's what he does for a living.
Okay.
And Chip Coleman's another guitar player I have. He also owns Coleman Music in China Grove.
I've got a really 6-degree separation story about Chip Coleman. A friend of mine knows Chip.
Yeah.
And back in '94, my friend calls me and says, "Hey, would you be interested in going to California?" I just moved back from Southern California. I was in the military. He said, "Would you be interested in going to the NAMM show in Anaheim, California?" I said, "Man, are you kidding? Yeah, at NAMM show, that's a dream." Evidently, Mr. Coleman had been, because he had the music store, he had passes to the NAMM show. So I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we booked plane tickets and all this good stuff. Well, he comes up with the passes, and the passes have Chip's name on it. And I can't remember. I was thinking about this today because I wanted to tell the story. Not that the show's about me or anything, but it's just so funny.
Yeah.
I think, does he have a wife?
No.
Okay, maybe it was a female employee, but for some reason I'm thinking one of the passes, he had 2 passes. One of them was Chip Coleman, and the other one was a female, if I'm not mistaken.
It's been like
it's been like 20 years. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, me and my friend, we actually made up fake ID. Fake North Carolina driver's license. We spent a week making these, and we just because when you get there and check in to get your actual pass to the damn show, you have to show an ID that's part of the instructions was show an ID to get your pass in the dam.
So you booked your couple up?
We whipped up a couple fake IDs. Miraculously, thank goodness back in them days that was the old laminate one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you remember the old?
I do.
So yeah, you had one too.
You could work on it.
But anyway, for the weekend we were. I think my friend might have been Chip, and I was the other one. But we got in, no problem. Thank goodness, because we. I mean, that's a big risk. Fly all the way to Anaheim, California. But I'll tell you, I would thank Chip if I see him because that was a very memorable experience.
He'll probably see this recording. He might.
He might listen to it. He might appreciate it. Well, my friend was Derek Morgan. He was a guitar player and a good friend of mine. And I'm sure he probably remembers Derek from back in the day.
I'm sure.
And I remember Chip. He played with a lot of different bands back in the day. He's been on the music scene for forever.
Man,
and
that's funny.
Well, that's a cool hookup that you for equipment, right? I mean,
I have that.
You get the friends and family discount.
Man,
is he charge you full price?
He charges double.
yeah. Well, they say used car salesmen make the most money on their friends and family.
Chips, man, all them guys are good, man. And
so we got to Chip and we did.
Yeah, we did Eric and we did Chip. The bass player is Chad Talbert. He's from Albemarle. And then Chris Hamlet's the drummer. He's from around Hickory.
And any of them guys play with another band that we might have heard of
right now,
before you?
Oh man, they've all played in music. I'm not really. I mean, Chad's played in so many bands, and Eric's played in a bunch of different bands, and Chad's played in several different bands down around the Albemarle area. But
you can definitely tell there's some experience there.
Yeah,
you guys are
them
good,
guys
tight
are really
band.
good.
And
they're talented musicians, man. I don't have any instrument skill. I don't play nothing. I've never been able to play anything. I worked on playing the guitar a little bit when Eric first got in, and I was like, man, I just ain't got time to stand behind it.
Well, just don't do the George Strait. No.
Yeah.
if you're gonna hold it, play.
Yeah.
No disrespect to George, but I do question if he can actually play that thing because you don't seem to strum tue much. Now Garth,
All right, man. I just like to entertain and have a big time.
You do a fabulous job, man. I mean, and like I said, you folks out there in Facebook land, radio land, go check out his Facebook page. It's got a calendar of events.
Yeah,
man, you're all over the place, man. So you're doing something right to get those kind of bookings. I know it's not that easy to get booked these days.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we got lucky last year. We signed with Darrell Live from Concord, which is a booking agency.
Oh, really?
And they do all our major festivals and stuff that we get tied in with.
You ever do anything with East Coast?
I dealt with East Coast. I think
they take a lot of your money, don't they?
No, they take a lot. I mean,
really?
Because when I dealt with them, that's who I kind of was. I don't want to say this and be wrong, but I think East Coast might have had something to do with some of that Carolina Music Festival stuff that we played. But I never signed with them, but we had agreements with them where if they got bookings, they'd get a percentage. And they're all going to make. I mean, they work to get those. Those big festivals are hard to get.
Oh yeah,
you can't just call somebody up and get them.
What is the biggest show you've ever played?
Probably the Carolina Music Festival last year.
How many?
I think there's about 25,000 people there. That was the biggest crowd I've ever stood in front of.
And you did the main stage.
Man, it was awesome. It was so. That was
people.
That was amazing.
Did you get stage fright, or you?
I had it. I mean, I'm not normally, but I had the butterflies that round till the first song came out. Yeah.
Shout out to Budweiser.
Man, it was.
And I will say, Budweiser, if you're listening, Statesvegas Radio will take any sponsorship money you like to give us, but. Well, that's 25,000. I can't even imagine.
It was awesome.
And how long a set did you play?
We played an hour.
Wow.
Maybe an hour.
Got
we played right before.
A couple people on Facebook shouting out. Billy Menace says hello from China Grove.
Hey, man.
You know Billy?
Yeah.
Okay. Girl says, hey, Bill. There you go. We got some listeners on here. They're watching us.
Good. That's
we're
what we
going
need.
for our biggest audience yet here at Statesvegas Radio.
Man, you got it. You got a nice place here, man. I appreciate you having me out here. This is nice.
It's definitely
Very
something you have to see. I don't know how it comes off in the videos that we do, but it's a cool little. Like I was telling you before we played the song, it's kind of my escape from the wife and $3.
I want to get the band down here. We're gonna play. We're gonna do an acoustic show.
But, man, we would love to have you anytime.
That'd be fun.
And get Budweiser's. I'm just kidding. We hit on earlier a little bit about how you got started. You did a benefit for your brother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
And I've been watching you on Facebook and stuff, and you're raising a miraculous amount of money for the Leukemia Foundation. How did you get involved with that? Other than, I mean, I know you because of your brother-in-law's house.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, he had cancer, and Karen's mom had leukemia too, and my dad's got melanoma now, and so we did several years. We worked through Relay for Life, and we had a lot of good times and had some big shows for them. But I got to looking because I just felt like we needed to be somewhere else and kind of work with a group that they deal with the kind of cancer that our families had. So the blood cancer is for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society has affected me and my dad and Karen's mom, my brother-in-law, and I think that's where I needed to be. And I like all the people that we work with there. And last year, I'm getting my years. 2017 was our first music festival downtown China Grove, and I would say we had anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 people come out, and we were able to raise about 30,000. And then last year we had about the same amount of people and did about 45,000. So
wow,
yeah, they just gave me an award this year, man. That was pretty exciting.
That's where I got the info for. I saw the award, $75,000 in a year.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
It was awesome.
That's incredible.
It was. I'd say we probably did probably in the last 5-6 years, probably a little over 100,000, 150,000 for cancer in some type of.
And what you donate your time for the show. They charge admission. Is that how generally?
Yeah. Well,
they just do different.
Well, it's the music festival is free to come to. We do it off selling raffle tickets and asking for sponsors, and we got what else we got? We got a bit. Our raffle tickets are big, and we do some shows to raise money, and we sell merchandise.
Merchandise.
This thing I always forget, we sell T-shirts.
Oh yeah.
So you make a lot of money selling T-shirts, and all that. All our 100% of our proceeds go to the Leukemia.
100%. Wow, that's a great thing, man.
But we have a bunch of people that help us, man. We have a ton of good people that work with me. We got a little committee that we have, and
well, while we're speaking of it, like I said, I commend you on your work with that, because that's $100,000. That's a lot of money. We're actually we had a guest do on our show. We do called the Appetite for Discussion show last night. A guy named Adam James, and he's actually doing a fundraiser. His mother has some sort of blood cancer. Right? We couldn't even pronounce the name of it if we tried. Mm-hmm. But they're actually having a professional wrestling. An event here at the I-40 Free Market in Statesville. It's 1441 Wilkesboro Highway in the Fred Shopping Center. You guys out there listening, if you haven't heard about it, come check it out. It's 2:00 this Saturday, and it's to raise money for it. It's a personal benefit for his mother, but.
Now we're gonna get to wrestle.
Jimmy Valiant's gonna be there, man. The Boogie Woogie Man. So, I'm not sure if he's wrestling or if he's just signing autographs or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that'd be a big
break out the tights, man.
That'd be a bill right there.
Jump in there and get some of that.
Darrell Harwood, you think you could take Jimmy?
Oh man, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, man. Adam James, who was in here last night, man, he was a beast.
That's who I want.
Yeah.
Wrestle Karen. Maybe Karen.
You need the little skinny guy that they put in the mask, that always gets beat.
That's who I'm gonna lose.
That's who I need. The guy that always loses. But we were talking about the whole Leukemia Foundation thing, and you said your song "Stand Together" was part of that. How was it?
That song. The idea of that song came from a good friend of ours, Katie Knight. Talked to him. I mentioned him earlier, Darrell Harwood. Me and him went and wrote that song in his building one night, and man, that song turned out and touched a bunch of hearts.
And you released it as a single.
Yeah, we have it as a single, and the proceeds for that single go to the Leukemia.
And it's still on iTunes right now, right? So all you guys listening out there, support Darrell and go to iTunes and download the song "Stand Together." 100% of the benefits. 100% is going to his foundation, the Leukemia Foundation. We're going to go ahead and give that a listen to. Take a quick break. Once again, like I said, go to iTunes, download that. a great cause. You can do it from the comfort of your couch while you're on Facebook with your phone.
Well, we got CDs at all the shows. Come to a show.
And they got merch too.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about the
merch.
shows here in a minute when we come back from this. But let's go ahead and listen to the Stand Together. This is Darrell Harwood with Stand Together. We're getting there, man.
Man, it's perfect.
At only 5 years old, it's hard to understand why he can when all the other kids can. His mama holds him tight, she's fighting back her tears. Says, don't you worry, son, 'cause I'm gonna be right here. It's been 10 years now since that day, and he's still here, and she stands up to say, as long as we got hope, as long as we've got faith, we can stand together. We're gonna find a way to put this suffering to an end, 'cause it could be you, my friend. You know, the cancer don't discriminate, so take each other by the hand and let's stand together. Stand so no mother has to lose a child, and no husband has to lose his wife. We've all lost someone in our life, and this battle is raging on. It's been going on way too long. Let's stand together to end this fight. As long as we got hope, as long as we've got faith, we can stand together. We're gonna find a way. As long as we got hope, as long as we got faith, we can stand together. We're gonna find a way to put this suffering to an end, 'cause it could be you, my friend. You know, the cancer don't discriminate, so take each other by the hand and let's stand together. As long as we got hope, as long as we got faith, we can stand together. We're gonna find a way. As long as we got hope, as long as we got faith, we can stand together. We're gonna find a way. As long as we got hope, as long as we got faith, we can stand together. We're gonna find a way to put this suffering to an end, 'cause it could be you, my friend. You know, the cancer don't discriminate, so take each other by the hand and let's stand together.
Little steel guitar now, huh? Yeah, and
Little Eric up in there.
that's a good one. And once again, if you guys just tuning in on Facebook or on Statesvegas Radio, 100% of the proceeds for Stand Together goes to the Leukemia Foundation.
Mhm.
Is there more to it than this Leukemia Foundation? It goes for get the idea.
It's just the
anyway.
Leukemia Lymphoma Society.
Okay, society. Okay, I got it somewhat right. So yeah, go down and go to iTunes and download that.
Yeah.
And you got a handful of other tunes on there too.
We do.
And or you can listen to the Lunchbox Locals, local Lunchbox. I'm like, it's my own show I made up, and I can't even remember the stupid name to it. The local Lunchbox, and Darrell's songs will be featured on there, and it'll be 11 to 1 every day at lunchtime, along with some other great local artists. If you know anybody, send them my way.
Okay.
I need all I can get.
Yeah, that's it.
But let's talk music, man. I'm a DJ. I love all kinds of music. What is your all-time favorite country artist? Now, you're obviously a huge country guy, country music fan.
Man, I like Alan Jackson's probably about one of my favorites. You know, I like more of the older country. I like Garth Brooks and
Most
Alan
people
Jackson.
do, you know,
Yeah,
so.
Merle Haggard and George Jones and Conway Twitty. You know, about as new as I like Jason Aldean,
You like some
and I like Eric Church.
What about Luke? My wife loves
Luke
Luke
Combs?
Combs. Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you a cool story about Luke Combs, and
He's kind of local, ain't he?
yeah, he.
And Eric too.
We did a show with Luke Combs right before he got really big up on Lake Norman.
Really?
We did a show with him out in that Big Sexy off 1037. We did a show for him in his backyard, and we both.
I love Luke, but I looked at some tickets for the Greensboro show.
Yeah.
It's actually this weekend, matter of fact, in Greensboro.
Yeah.
Whew, man.
A lot of love there.
Oh, a lot of love.
We went singing with Jason Aldean when he came to Charlotte.
Lisa, didn't you? My wife saw him with for Stapleton, I think.
Really?
Yes.
We opened up for him one night, too.
You
Chris
with
Secker.
Chris? Wow.
Up at Johnny and June's in Greensboro.
Wow, and that was before.
That's before he really took off.
Wow, man, was he that good back then days?
Yeah.
Did you know? I mean, did you look at him and say, "Wow, this guy's gonna be"?
Oh man, he was on a lot bigger bus than we were. So I mean, I knew he
got a
was in the
bus?
right direction. We did.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, man, nothing wrong with that.
We got an older model Prevost, but
Prevost.
nothing like
Even the older model
Chris
Prevost is little.
We love it, man.
Yeah, man.
It comes in handy.
Yeah.
We sleep 8 of us.
Yeah. Wow.
So we got a couple of road guys.
Did you get it from out of Tennessee? Yeah.
No, I bought it. Do you know Tim Ellett? You ever heard of him? He's kind of local up in Mount Airy.
Yeah.
That's where I bought it off of.
Yeah. My dad's a Prevost guy. That's his dream, you know.
Man.
If I win the lottery, I'm gonna be a Prevost. Junior Johnson used to park his out here in a parking lot all
Really?
the time. And Dad would see it and be like, "That Junior Johnson and his Prevost, yeah,
That's a good work.
$1 million bus." Oh, I bet, yeah.
We got two. We got an old NCI bus too.
So Jason, MCI, yeah, those are good buses too. So Jason Aldean, you like Luke, you like Chris Stapleton. What you listen? Hey, do you like the new country stuff?
I
What do you
very
think
seldom.
about
I hardly ever listen to the
it?
regular.
Do you think
radio
it's
station
good
anymore.
for music or bad? The Florida Georgia line kind of.
Man, I don't really have any input on it. I just it's not headed in a direction that I really care for.
I'm telling you, man.
my
There's
personal
some of the as a DJ, I play quite a bit of country, especially here. But I hear these songs and I'm like, that's not a country song. I mean,
There's so many backtracks and stuff. You just
well, it's
I like to hear the band. I like to
yeah,
hear the
it's
guitars.
recorded stuff. And
Yeah.
I hope that they at least play something live. I wonder if they just
Yeah.
sing. It's all tracking. You know?
Most of the stuff we cover is older artists anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, I think everybody likes it. I know a lot of people come see us ain't kids anyway, so
right.
I mean, a lot of them's in their 40s, so they know that music that we play.
And
So you got to play what they want to hear.
And you know what's funny? The music is so bad right now that I think kids are even like my daughter. You know, with the Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, well, even on iTunes a few weeks ago when that movie came out a month or so ago, the top 6 songs downloaded were all Queen songs.
Really?
Yeah, on iTunes. So there's just so much bad music that people are going back to that stuff, and they're my daughter's like, "Oh, this is so good, Queen, I love this." Next thing you know, she's listening to Floyd, and I mean, but you hope that thank goodness there are people like Eric and Chris that are still carrying that torch, and guys like you going out playing. I'm sure some of the younger people in the audience might not have ever heard that George.
Oh, a lot of that, man.
George
Look
Jones
at my kids.
Where you do Stop Loving Her Today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love that stuff.
What is, I mean, as a DJ, I've got my all-time favorite songs. I never, ever get tired of listening to. You know, there's just that one song, and I can just play it and never ever get sick of it. You have.
You're gonna ask that, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask that.
Oh man,
What is your song that you never ever get tired of doing?
I guess a song, man. It's a song that the crowd. Normally, it's a Garth Brooks song. Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
Really?
Man, the crowd loves it.
Just gets
every time. And that to go back to the Carolina Music Festival when we covered that song along with all our originals, but we did that. Man, to hear 20,000 people say that part, ain't going down to this, man. It was amazing.
That's crazy. Is that on YouTube or anything?
I don't know if we had that or not. I know I had pictures of it, but I don't know if I had
see if we can
videos.
find that.
That was
Pretty awesome.
But that's probably when we play live. I enjoy doing that song.
All right. Well, we got to go to the opposite end of that, and I have this funny, weird feeling in the back of my head. I know what you might say. I'm gonna let you. Well, maybe I should try to guess because then I'll look like I'm smart when I guess it. But the worst song that you just absolutely don't want to sing again, but you almost have to. But well, there's two songs. There's a famous rock song that every musician hears from the crowd. I'm sure you probably know that. Free Bird, right? Free Bird! There's always some drunk around Free Bird. Do you ever play that?
No, I never learned it.
Okay, never learned it. Well, that's not really your genre.
I hear it all the time, though.
But there's a newer country song that I have a funny feeling that a lot of artists are probably pretty tired of. I'm tired of I don't even play it anymore, but...
What you thinking?
It starts with a W.
Well, before you say, I do. I just not on my set list anymore.
You took it off.
But I do have a guy that comes out that likes to get up on stage and sing it. They will play it for him.
You let him play it.
He's a good friend.
You want to say it? I mean, I'm sure most of the audience can probably figure it out. What I'm talking about.
I mean, it's definitely not on the set list anymore.
Wagon Wheel.
Yeah. But I do.
I can see you being tired of playing.
I got a good friend. His name's Dale, man. I love him to death. He comes out, wants to do it, and we'll let him.
Does he get a good response from us too?
He loves it.
See?
He loves it.
No, him, but the audience.
Oh yeah, they dig it with him. They like it with him.
Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling I can probably play it about any gig that I do, and it still gets a response.
Somebody say, "Well, we got to where we quit playing and just let the crowd sing it." We played it so many different ways.
You play it during the intermission or whatever.
Yeah, do that
DJ,
too.
I play that on
There's
the
a
sound
couple.
man play it. Yeah.
There's a couple bars you played. I won't say their names, but there's signs hanging up on the band's dressing room that if you play certain songs and you'll be asked to leave, and you won't get paid.
It's Free Bird. It
is.
It's Free Bird and Wagon Wheel.
That's funny.
So we got the favorite one is going down.
Yeah, I guess that's probably one of the favorites I cover.
That's your favorite song to perform. Do you have an all-time favorite song? What's your Karen's song? Because I was thumbing through YouTube today and I saw you serenading. I can't remember what it was.
Well, man, I normally always get her on stage and do Gary Allen. She's a big Gary Allen fan, so we'll do Right Where I Need to Be a lot of times. But I'm trying to think can't think of the name of it. The first song I ever sang to her was a Bryan Adams song. Heaven, yeah. I did that for our September 2010 was our very first full show that we'd learned 30 songs to. So, and that was one of the songs that I did, and that was for our anniversary.
Now we were talking about your calendar being so full.
Yeah.
You do. Well, you said you're hoping to have 100 shows.
Yeah,
Do you? How does your voice hold up? You ever have any voice problems?
It actually does better for me if I stay busy.
Really?
We were off in January and only played 2 shows, and to come back, we played Saturday. Man, it really strains you if you ain't practiced a lot.
Right.
I hadn't done a lot of practicing in January like I should have.
Do you do a warm up before?
Yeah, I try to. I'll go back in the back and do a couple of things I like to do.
Do you do any push-ups?
No, I don't do push-ups.
I actually had a little run with the band one time, and the first time I ever sang in front of an audience. I'm not a singer, but I got roped into it because I had to pee. Long story, but I remember just I was terrified. I just remember doing push-ups, trying to just like burn off some of that adrenaline, but it didn't work. I was
and I can remember when all that was. Man, I remember when I had the butterflies bad when it all first started.
Really?
And now you get more excited. You get excited to see the crowd enjoy it. When I first started, I don't remember who like what. I was so nervous.
Really,
man. It was just really bad.
When I DJ, I get beforehand. I get kind of anxious and stuff.
Yeah.
But once I get there and get set up, I'm good. You know, once I start playing songs, I guess it's kind of the same thing.
Oh, I'm a nervous wreck in here.
But I mean, to me, the singing is just so personal. I mean, it's got to be the hardest thing in the world to do because you have to, you know, put your emotions out there for everybody to see, and you know, people see it in your face, and I think that's what makes you such a good performer. You can actually tell that you're not just you singing karaoke. I mean, I know you said you did some karaoke before, but.
Well, a lot of times, man, you see certain people in the crowd get connected to that song. It doesn't matter what song it may be. I mean, every song we sing, somebody likes that song. Right. And you try to find that one person, and if you can sing it to them good enough, man, they'll be back to see it again. So.
Well, let's do one more song here, and we've been here for a while. We still got a little bit of time. We're gonna play the Magic Cowboy Hat. Yeah, I like that song. Man. That is definitely a party song. So
it is good.
We're gonna play this. It's Magic Cowboy Hat. This one's not released on iTunes.
It's not.
It's not on iTunes, but go to a show and
hopefully it'll be out on the album. So we need to release it.
Yeah, you do. That's a good one. And Darrell will definitely play it.
I'll play it for you.
And we're gonna talk about your upcoming shows when we come back.
Okay.
But right now we're gonna play Magic Cowboy.
In a box on the shelf in the closet sits my other personality. A strange thing that I can't explain, but when it comes out, something happens to me. I go from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde, a shy old country boy to Garth Brooks live. Yeah, it's crazy how I change like that when I put on my magic cowboy hat. Then I feel like Superman in the smoke and the lights with the screaming bands. Sometimes I think I could fly from the rock and roll rush, the adrenaline high. I'm prowling all around the stage like a pinned up animal loose from its cage. Yeah, it's crazy how I change like that when I put on my magic cowboy hat. Through the week, I'm a regular guy. I'm punching that clock and barely getting by. I'm trying to be a good husband, father, and son. But when the weekend rolls around, I can feel the change coming when I get it out. When I put it on, don't blame me for the damage that's done. Then I feel like Superman in the smoke and the lights with the screaming fans. Sometimes I think I can fly from the rock and roll rush, the adrenaline high. Well, I'm prowling all around the stage like a pinned up animal loose from his cage. Yeah, it's crazy how I change like that when I put on my magic cowboy hat. Without it, I'm a gunslinger who's got no gun, a wild horse with nowhere to run. And if you was to pass me walking down the street, you probably wouldn't even recognize me. But then, hocus pocus, a cheap and Roy, I put it on, then damn it, boy. And I feel like Superman in the smoke and the lights with the screaming fans. Sometimes I think I can fly from the rock and roll rush, the adrenaline high. Well, I'm prowling all around the stage like a pinned up animal loose from its cage. Yeah, it's crazy how I change like that when I put on my magic cowboy hat. Yeah, it's crazy how I change like that when I put on my magic cowboy hat. Sounds crazy, I won't argue with that, but there's gotta be some magic in my cowboy hat.
All right. Magic Cowboy Hat. And that was written about you, right?
Yeah.
And who was it?
Darrell Harwood.
Darrell Harwood.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's start another one.
we're trying to play another one. I almost went the whole entire show without hitting the wrong button.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know.
Man, I do it all the time. You didn't hear the song without saying wrong.
You're forgetting. How are you with lyrics, man? That was a problem I had.
It goes back to the sponsorship now. It goes back to the Jaeger shots or something.
Have you tried the monitor yet? The whole teleprompter or whatever? You don't have no problem?
No, I'm going to rough it out. I'm going to make myself sweat if I don't know it.
That one show I was telling you about, I actually had lyrics written down on paper.
Yeah.
This was before iPads and stuff, And I'll never forget, like during one of the songs, the guitar player went in for a solo and his foot hit the paper and messed them all up, and I went into full panic mode.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh no, I'm going to forget the lyrics. But kind of a Spinal Tap moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of lyrics, man. You guys do 30 songs in a set generally?
Well, we got 40 out that we keep that we can do anytime. You know,
Right.
I mean, we've learned over the last 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Too many.
All right. So you it's not very often you throw in a new one, right? Again, if somebody books you for a private party and they say, hey, this is so and so's favorite song. Do you
Now if they do that like a wedding or they want a special dance or something, we'll learn them. But or we go to we've actually, man, I went to sing in churches and stuff.
Hey, you better stay out in weddings, man. My business. I don't need you to take my business.
We got a wedding. I think I just booked a wedding next year for a friend of mine. But
really?
Yeah, but normally I told the band, just send them a text this week. We need to pick out some new. And when I mean new songs, I mean we need to go through some of the. I like the '90s country, and we need to find some new ones to learn. That's just where I get stuck in the '90s, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
There's so much country in there.
I'm trying to throw something at you that I know as a DJ that works, but you never do know, really. I mean, a lot of times you go into a party, what works one week don't work the next.
And we have played songs, so I won't play them at one time. That's it. I can just tell you. If somebody walks away from the front, that's
really when they all start heading for the beer tent or the bathroom. It's like, time to go. Do you do anything as other than country? I know you do like a little bit of
Bob Seger. Yeah, I like Bob Seger. That's one I like him.
And that's kind of the same around.
We did some Bad Company, and man, we did a Guns N' Roses song one time.
Wow. God, that had to be hard to sing.
It was really terrible. But I get Chip Coleman loves that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I remember Chip from the like I said, I can't remember. There's one band that was real popular back in the day.
Squids. He was in Squids.
I can't remember what it was. But back in the day, Jeremiah's and Rockies in Charlotte. I think I remember him being on that circuit a little.
We did Tone Look.
I was going to ask if you ever did any dance thing.
Oh yeah, we tried that.
You know, for me, it's always the wobble or the Cupid shuffle.
We got a guy that goes with this way. He wants me to play, but I ain't gonna do it.
Don't please don't.
That's about like Wagon Wheel. I mean, I've heard that song so many times. Every break, you hear the wobble.
Yeah.
But
I'm proud of myself for hitting on that wagon wheel. Of course, I guess it didn't take a genius to figure that out. But
man, you nailed it. But there's a couple others, man. I could name a few that just like, man, I don't want to play it anymore. I've done it so many times.
Yeah, and like I said, some of them hit for a long time, but then every song kind of has its day.
Yeah,
it seems like something replaces it.
Yeah.
So. Do you do Tennessee whiskey? That's kind of
never done it.
That's one that seems to be getting kind of overplayed. And
I've never
wonderful song.
Chris Edwards song.
Yeah, it'd probably be tough to do.
Yeah, he's real high.
Yeah, he's a. So anyway, we're talking about shows. You got a big show coming up this weekend, right?
We do. We got a big show coming up at Apps and Taps Friday night.
Apps and Taps. Apps and Taps gets brought up a lot on Statesvegas Radio, and I hope my good friend JD is listening because we need some of his money to go with the Budweiser money.
Yeah, we need some JD's money.
Yeah, well, we promoted some of it. We did a little bit. Brian Mandigo, he's a metal guy, and we promoted some metal shows, and they got a couple of metal shows coming up down there. Well, I think Brian's going to be playing down there, and then there's a band, Killer Khan. They're coming in here in a couple weeks. They're playing down there, so we're promoting more with Mr. JD at Apps and Taps.
Man, I tell you, I give JD props, man. That's the nicest music venue around.
What he's done down there is amazing.
By far,
it is. It's
just.
That's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it's really not. And
well, a lot of places you play, you got a restaurant, you got a stage.
Mm-hmm.
This is just, man, it's just strictly music, it just sets itself above the other one. It's just
music.
Man, the
and
lights
and
the PA is just killer, man.
If any of you guys out there on Facebook land or on radio are wondering what we're talking about, it's Apps and Taps. It's the old River City Marina, I guess, down in Worsville.
Yeah.
If you've never been down there, you gotta make it down there and check out a show, this Friday night would be a good opportunity. You know, you can go down and see Darrell. But every Friday and Saturday night they have some amazing bands down there. Black Glass plays there. I know TK pretty good back in the day. And definitely go down and check it out. The light show's amazing. The sound's amazing. Staff's amazing.
Yeah.
JD's always there. I think he stole your idea with the cowboy hat.
And didn't he take that from me? I knew it.
He ripped you off, man. You have to give him a hard time. Do you always wear the cowboy hat when you do shows?
When I play, I do.
Really? Yeah.
Very seldom. If I go out and watch a band play, I won't have it on. But
right.
a lot of times, you go out. That's the magic cowboy hat. If I didn't have it on, you wouldn't recognize me walking down the street.
Well, when you pulled up and walked up, I was like, wait a minute, is that Darrell?
Yeah. That's where all that came
Well,
from.
one thing was you were super early, but then I was looking for the cowboy hat. I was curious if you were going to wear it. But you guys get a rare appearance from Darrell without the cowboy hat. So.
But I mean, going back to these shows, I mean, to really thank everybody. I mean, I play so many nice places. I mean, Amici's and Stooges and Wayno's Silver Bullet. We're starting back up there in Hickory.
That's Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people in Statesville are probably more familiar with Wayno's than they are Absent Taps, simply for the fact that. I mean, how long has Wayno's been there?
I don't know.
I mean, he's got to be the longest running bar in North Carolina, I would think. I mean, I don't know.
We played there several years ago, and
Wayno's Silver Bullet.
Finally, we're back in, and we got I think 4 or 5 shows with them this year. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah.
So.
And,
a lot of good places.
And you know, the staff of these places take good care of you and the band and stuff.
And not many places we play where they're really rude or ugly, man. They're always good to us.
Well, yeah.
I mean, we have good crowds.
Bringing a party. And
it's a party coming.
They love you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's fun.
And so you got Friday at Absent Tap, Saturday at Wayno's. Yeah. What other? Do you have any big any more Carolina music festivals lined up that time?
No, I don't have nothing that big coming yet lined up, but they're still working. I mean, we just started really getting our festivals in. I think we got about close to a half a dozen or so on the schedule for 2019, but they're coming. Hopefully we'll be back in Statesville this year for the Live After 5.
Yeah, Statesville, if you're listening, demand Darrell for Live After 5.
Yeah,
that's on a great show. And, as long as the rain don't get you, that's not a bad thing about that.
It's a good crowd that comes out there.
Well, Statesville's starving for it, man. I mean, that's like I said, unfortunately, we don't have, we've got a lot of great music venues, but it's more, smaller stuff. And
we got to give it to them, man. I need to feed them.
Well, we need to. I told you, JD could bring some of that money up here to Statesville and build us a venue and bring that fancy light show with you. But we're glad to have you for that, and I hope they do bring you back. So. If not, we'll get in the car and drive down to see you because you're so wonderful. Now, you play in Salisbury a lot too?
I do. I play at the Fishbowl.
The Fishbowl.
Is that a new place? It used to be Nashville Nights.
Okay. What about the DJ's place? You ever doing that? Is that a smaller venue?
DJ's, I've never played over there. I've been over there and ate several times.
Really? Because he brings in some bands.
Man, he does, and it's a smaller place, but he brings in some big acts over there.
Kip Winger in there one day. And back to the NAMM show. I met Kip Winger at the NAMM show. He remembers me as Chip Coleman. But I don't know. It was funny because at the time, that was the Beavis and Butthead days.
Man, Chip, you got so tall.
And he was like following us around, man. He's like, "Where are you guys going?" We're like, "Oh man, we're splitting." I never laughed so hard in my life. I was like, would anybody believe that Kip Winger is following us around at the NAMM show, want to hang out with us? So,
now, did you use Chip as your name?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I hope you don't get mad at me. But he'll remember Derek, I'm sure, and he'll probably remember giving Derek the passes. So there was no. Yeah. We didn't dig him out of the garbage can at Coleman's Music.
Yeah, that's awesome.
At least he's getting a plug for his music store. For all your musical needs, go visit Coleman Music in China Grove. Is it downtown? I've been there one time.
South end of town, man. That's on the south end.
He's on the south side.
Right across from Napa. Now, Eric at Oasis School, it's uptown. It's the main town.
And he's in China Grove, too. Yeah. What's in the water down there in China Grove, man?
Talent. Them boys has got it.
Anybody else out there that we might have heard of is from China Grove? I'm trying to.
Plays in a band?
Yeah.
Ronnie Riddle's from around there. Plays with
Black Glass?
Preacher Stone. Preacher Stone.
I was thinking Ron
Riddle, man.
But his last
name. Yeah, he's from China Grove. He was actually, he didn't go kill me if he did, but He was a
Nobody
teacher of mine in junior high school. He's a substitute teacher.
Oh, so you've been around a little bit.
And he's a rocker too.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
stuff, man.
I have to, once again, I have to thank you so much for coming in.
Man, I thank you for having me.
And supporting my small little station
It's
here.
awesome, man.
And,
It's killer.
yeah, well, we're getting there, man. And if I keep getting lucky and bringing guys like you in, I mean, you're blowing up Facebook right now, man.
It's you, not me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm your party.
I have a funny feeling they're not here.
This is your party.
They see enough of me. They're like, yeah, Julius got another one of those live videos again. But they're hanging on this time. They're not. Usually they start and then it's like.
I like telling them, hey man, I thank them for what they do for me, man.
Well, I'm trying to read some of the comments. Let me see if I can get through here and see if got anybody else. A lot of Hayes, man. April, Mayberry Stroud, hey Darrell Harwood.
Tell them all I said, hey man, I
Denise,
love
hey
all of
Julius and Darrell, Lisa Jones, hey Julius. Well, at least they're saying Julius too, I guess.
See, man, it's you, man. This is your party.
Yeah. Well, I hope I've been behaved. My wife has scalded me on my previous shows.
And I'm glad she came by and kept you under control.
Well, I think I did better.
You did.
I tend to, I think anybody that's in, if you consider DJing as a show business, I tend to make things about myself a little bit too much. I haven't figured out yet that even though my name is on the show, that
You're a real professional.
I need to concentrate more on you, and I hope I've done that tonight.
That's perfect.
I hope some people learn, some stuff about you, because I know they see you on the stage all the time, and they, try to get a little more personal. And next time, I definitely want to hear you sing.
Okay.
So
We'll
talk
do
to my boy Chip and
that.
the rest of the crew.
I will bring Chip in next time.
Do a little acoustic set, come in, and maybe if I can ever do anything for you as far as do a live remote, or especially with your foundation, man, I'd love to help out with that, man, because I'm all about that cause. I mean, that's
Well, we're in the process of doing a Darrell Harwood Foundation. I mean, we ain't got it all the paperwork done.
Oh, really?
But that's something that a friend of mine, Mike Matthews, is really working hard to try to get that done. We're to the point where we're going to need some attorneys, so
yeah,
we got to get all that set up, and then we'll have our own foundation.
You sell the pre-post and do it. No.
Yeah.
No, don't sell the pre-post. Keep the pre. That's rock and roll right there, man.
Man, I tell you, I've slept a lot of times, a lot of nights on that.
I'm proud of my Nissan van.
I got a Nissan pickup. I love it.
Hey, man, I love my DJ van, but anyway, man, enough of there. See, I'm talking about me.
That's okay. I love your van. So why not get the
go? It's no pre-post. Well, probably more than that pre-post.
I get 3.
But anyway, check out Darrell on iTunes, and the Stand Together song, definitely purchase that, because that money's going to a good cause. I mean, I'm sure it takes a lot of downloads, right? I mean, iTunes ain't giving up a lot of money, but any little bit will help.
Any little bit.
And support him, and go check out his shows, man. If you've never seen this guy live, he's crazy, man. He gets the ladies dancing, and the guys are all happy because the ladies are dancing, and the bar owner's making money. Everybody's happy when Darrell's around.
I love it.
And his wife's happy that she gets such a good guy to come home to.
See, that's for you, man. That's nice of you for me, man. Thank you.
Yeah, right, man. 23 years, man. You're doing something right. That's in this day and time, man. That's it's a special kind of person to do that, and all the other stuff you're doing too.
It takes a lot of good things.
I believe in karma, man, and karma's blessing you because you're doing some good stuff, man.
Thank you.
Making a lot of people happy, and we need that. This world right now, man, with all that's going on, music is the one thing that brings us together.
Yeah.
We need to be brought together. But anyway, for you guys out there in Facebook land, I gotta give myself a plug. You're listening to the DJ Julius Show. We're gonna be airing every Tuesday night about 7-ish. I've got some great talent coming up. I've got Shades of Crazy coming up next week. The weekend after that, I got a guy calling in. It's our first call-in show from Washington, D.C. He was worked for Motown for 20 years.
Man,
And he managed the Temps. And the Temps are, man, they're up there for me as far as all-time favorites. And we're going to talk about his days at Motown. He actually works in Washington, D.C. now. I'm sure some days he probably wishes he was back with the temps, you know. But with all that's going on up there, but we got a lot of great guests. If anybody has any suggestions for guests, feel free to email us at statesvegasradio@gmail.com. Check out the website. Download our app, man. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna give you some cards and tell people about it. There's still a lot of confusion, you know. What station are you on? They want to turn the dial.
Yeah.
And we're not about that. You gotta. Most new cars, does the Prevost have Bluetooth? I mean,
that might have that new.
not that new. Well,
it does on my phone.
You can listen to it in the car. Connect to your phone to the Bluetooth, and you can open the app and it plays. You can go to the website on your desktop and listen to it. It's totally free, 100% free app. You can download it at the App Store or Google Play. And man, I talk a lot with my hands. My hands are like all over the place.
I'm tired of watching, man.
I'm glad I can't see it on radio and Facebook. I'm like, ooh. They're probably like, what is this guy doing with his hands on Facebook? But I guess that's all I need to plug. We do have a YouTube channel. We've got 32 subscribers.
We gotta get that up.
Yeah, we got to get that up. This video will be available on it in its entirety. So go there. If you do go and watch it, actually hit the subscribe button. It's free too. There's some confusion about that, you know. The average age of the internet radio listener is 26, so we got a little bit of ways to go to get people into it, and I understand, but content's what it's all about, and we're very happy with the content we've had tonight, man. Once again, I appreciate you coming, and you guys support this guy because he's a good guy, and go see him, buy his music, do whatever it takes, man.
Thank you.
Because we need more guys like Darrell around. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. For you guys watching on Facebook, we have the Ray Woodcock Band coming up. We got a double header tonight, man.
Yeah.
2 shows. I'm warmed up now. I think I've talked so much. I might be a little hoarse for Ray and his guys, but Ray and them guys are actually going to perform live in studio. So so hopefully we'll get that figured out and it'll sound good and get lots of listeners too. But we're going to sign off for now. Thank you guys for joining us on Statesvegas Radio. Share this video. Share it. Share the heck out of it. Yeah, and get us lots of views. We'd like to have some record views for this Facebook video.
Share it with my mama.
Share it with your mama. Thank you so much again, Darrell.
Thank y'all for having us.
We appreciate it, and thank you guys for listening out there. Good night, and like I said, stay tuned. Another 10, 15 minutes, we'll be back on the air with Ray Woodcock.